Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Today I just want to briefly cover for you guys how to determine your ideal macronutrient ranges. And macronutrients means carbs, fat, and protein. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, I'm going to make this short, sweet, and simple, and I'm just going to give you guys what the current sports nutrition data says on this for people who are strength training or weightlifting athletes who are concerned with body composition. First of all, forget macronutrient percentages. I've covered this in the past. Macronutrient percentages are practically from the dark ages. Nobody uses that shit anymore in sports science. It's a waste of time. Forget about it. You don't even need to know the percentages of your macronutrients. Alright, if you are bulking and you're trying to gain muscle, you need to shoot for approximately 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, not body weight. For example, if you are 200 pounds and 15% body fat, that means you have 30 pounds of fat, so you have 170 pounds of lean body mass. That means you need 170 grams of protein for that person to see optimal gains in muscle mass with actually a little bit of wiggle room, because that's actually slightly more than optimal. If you are cutting, meaning you are in a caloric deficit and you are trying to lose fat, the data shows that you want to go a little higher because it preserves muscle mass better if you go slightly higher than that. So in that case, go for around 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And forget what percentage of your calories it is. It's irrelevant. Okay, for fat intake, this gets misunderstood a lot, particularly by heavily enhanced bodybuilders, because when you are injecting steroids, you need a hell of a lot less dietary fat to see optimal gains in muscle mass. So you see these really low fat diets coming out of the bodybuilding world. Forget that. If you are not injecting any hormones yourself, what you need for optimal hormone production to get all of your hormones perfect, things like your thyroid function, your testosterone, all of your various anabolic hormones, you want to shoot for, when trying to gain muscle, right around 1.4 to 1.5 grams of dietary fat per pound of lean body mass. So if we go back to that other individual who has 170 pounds of lean body mass, that is going to be around 80 to 85 grams of fat a day for that person. Consuming dietary fat above that amount isn't particularly anabolic. It's not going to boost your hormone levels any higher, and it can very easily turn into empty calories. Now, when you are cutting, you can drop it a bit lower, but be aware of your energy and how you feel, and things like your sex drive, accordion dick, things like that becoming an issue. And a lot of people can drop it down to about 0.3 grams per pound of lean body mass for a while, but not everybody can. Now, of course, you have a few genetic freaks, and I know a few people like this who can drop their dietary fat ultra low, even without drugs, and their hormone levels stay fine. But those people are outliers. They are the exception to the rule. And you need to keep that in mind, that just because someone can do it doesn't mean that most people can get away with that, because most people can't. You're going to get a case of accordion dick if you're eating 30 grams of fat on a cut for any extended period of time and you're not injecting testosterone. Now, as far as carb intake goes, I'm a big carb freak. I'm a huge fan of people mass loading carbs. But you don't necessarily have to get good gains or see good progress. What I would say is that once you determine your calorie needs, all of the non-protein and non-fat calories outside of those calculations I just gave you, you can fill everything else with discretionary calories. You can fill it however you want. But I will add that you need a heavy carb bias in there. I would recommend filling at least 50% of that with carbs. And if you are a very hard training athlete, I would consider leaning closer to 100%. However, the difference between the 50 and 100% carbs of your remaining calories is going to be very, very minor. We're talking about maybe a 1 to 2% change in performance. So it's going to be very minor, so it's not the end of the world if you happen to prefer to fill a lot more of it with fat and things. Now, this is where individual factors come in, and you have to take that into consideration, that different people have individual needs. Some people, if they fill that completely with carbs, they're going to feel lethargic. They're going to have slight hypoglycemia issues. They're going to have various problems. And if you're one of those people, you simply may want to consider filling quite a bit of those calories with fat or protein. Just go by how your body feels. You need to find what works for you personally there. All right, guys, I hope this was informative, and I will talk to you next time.